Today we're going to salute Dothan, and with us in Dothan is the mayor, Jimmy Grant. Jimmy, first of all, I understand that Dothan is the fastest growing area, or one of the fastest growing areas in the United States, and I'd like you to tell me why you think it's growing so fast.
Well, I think it's one of the fastest growing areas in the United States, and of course you can look back at the history of Dothan and just see how fast we are growing today. I would guess that our population has increased over 50% since the last census. And the reason, I think it's one real basic reason, and of course I think this boils down to a lot of things, but the attitude of the people. Back in the 60s and even in the 50s, Dothan had a very negative attitude, especially about locating industry. And the people on the street and the housewives and everybody just had a kind of a negative attitude. Today, everybody in Dothan got a positive attitude. And when we get an industrial prospect in Dothan, and they walk around the streets and they ask about Dothan, we don't worry about it because they know they're going to tell what's going on in Dothan. And it's that positive attitude, I think, that attracts industry. And we talk about growth. A lot of people talk about, how fast the city is growing. Well, the real thing that counts to me is the number of jobs that we've added in the city of Dothan. Years ago, our people had to go outside. They had to go to Montgomery or Columbus or Detroit or New York to find jobs. Today they don't have to do that. And the people in those cities are moving back to Dothan, and other people are moving to Dothan, because we have added about 7,000 new jobs in the city of Dothan in about 6 years. And I hope that we continue on doing this, and if we do, I believe that Dothan will double. It's doubled in the last 20 years. But I believe it'll double again in the next 12 years.
There's a nuclear plant not far from here. How is that going to affect your city?
Well, it's already affected us. They have had as many as 5,000 to 6,000 people out there working at one time. I think that a good bit of the time that it was under construction, they had 4,500 people out there working. Of course, a lot of those people just came in to work on the nuclear plant, and then on the weekends they'd go back home. Also, we had a lot of people that worked out there that lived in Dothan. At this point, the nuclear plant has not had the real impact that I thought it would have. I thought because of all the electricity that we're going to have generated by that nuclear plant, that we'd have a lot of industries come and talk to us about it. All the industries that have come so far did not come for that reason. So I think the future is really bright in that regard. We have a plant over there that's capable of producing a lot of electricity. And I think that the future is going to tell that people will move their plants and locate where there is a lot of electricity. I was in New York when the lights went out up there, and certainly we don't want that in Alabama. And I hope we don't ever have it, and I hope I don't ever have to go through anything like that again. But anywhere that's got a lot of electricity that's being generated, I think we're going to have great growth.
How did the people react in New York where you were?
Oh, everybody was very calm and very nice. We didn't see any of the rioting or any of the looting. It was too dark to see it. It was total blackness, but it was an eerie, bad situation, a bad feeling, and I just don't ever care about going through that again.
Other than industry, do you encourage just an average family to move to Dothan? Is there a good prospect for an average person?
Oh, I think it is. We're a large retail area. We service 350,000 people, both in our service areas and our retail business. So when you talk about industry, that's not the reason that most of these people move to Dothan is to work in these other areas of retail and service. I think that's brought more people than industry. For the first time this year, we're approaching industrialize what we have in retail. It's catching up industrial jobs. And of course that's a good diversity to have both retail and, of course, we've got a lot of agricultural here too. And we can't discount that in this whole area. We grow a lot of peanuts in the peanut capital of the world. And we're going to always be the peanut capital of the world. I don't care what Jimmy Carter or Billy Carter or anybody says.
What about the pace? You talk about industry and all. It sounds like it's a fast-paced place, is it?
Oh, I don't believe so. Dothan is just a good old southern town, and no matter what happens, I think we're going to retain that because people want that way of life, and they don't want the fast pace that they have in other areas.
A good southern town, and that's Dothan, Alabama. Tomorrow we'll return with another look at a southern town. We'll return with more news after this message.